everybody. Welcome to Sacrashe Vineyard in Rutherford, California. My name is Kathryn Hall, and we are going to sip some wine over the course of the next half hour. This is our virtual happy hour. It's part of this plan that we've been following now for a couple weeks, and it has been so successful. Thank you so much. I'm glad you all have been coming because we are loving it. And so we're going to continue this till the end of May, and at least till the end of May. All of us are taking this one day at a time right now. And each day we're going to have fabulous guests like the guests I have today. And just check on our website and it'll give you the details of how to join us. It's either on Facebook Live or on Instagram Live. So our topic for today is how to pair food with Cabernet. And we have two wonderful guests. Both of them are foodies. And my first guest that I'm going to bring in is a woman who I just really admire so much, who does so much for women in business. She co-founded an organization called Women Work Flipping Hard, although it's not flipping, and that is out to support women in business. And she is also, during her day job, she is the producer for Saturday Night Live and is the recipient of 4 Emmys and is over the talent search for this show. So it's just she's an amazing woman and you're going to love her. And I think it's time to bring you in to you all. This is LINDSAY. Hey!
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. It's great to have you here. You know, it's so much has happened since we last saw each other. When we met in New York, I was attending one of your women business organizations events with my daughter Jennifer, and we actually have a picture of it. We're going to show you. Yeah, see?
Total glam. Look at us.
See? Yeah, this is how we look when we're glammed up. But anyway, and here we are. But anyway, that was such a wonderful event, and I just am so glad that we got to come. And life has changed so much. How are you doing in our newfound isolation?
I'm doing the best I can. I left kind of almost like a few weeks after I saw you, probably. Early March, my daughter's school was canceled, and so we left New York City. As much as we loved it, we felt like it was smart to kind of get out of the city early. And we've been down in West Palm Beach for about 6 weeks with my parents. So they have 2 people bunking up in their house, and my mom and dad are helping me with homeschooling and keeping the ship running. So I'm grateful to have them and trying to stay grounded in appreciation right now. It's the kind of time to do that.
And I think part of what helps is going to be a little appreciation. What do you think? So everybody, we're going to talk more detail about the wine in just a second. I mean, and about this wine in particular. But LINDSAY, can I pour you a glass? And this is our Kathryn Hall, 2016.
Yes.
Ready?
Yep.
So, got it?
I got it.
Yeah. Ta-da.
Look at that. So
a miracle. Miracle.
You're good at pouring from across the country.
Yeah, it's training, you know.
Yeah.
It's our new reality. We can do everything over Zoom now and over Facebook Live. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to you.
I appreciate it.
It's so wonderful. So before we bring on our next guest, I would love you just to talk a little bit about this amazing responsibility that you have at Saturday Night Live. You're over, I think, the talent search as well as being producer of the show. And what's it like now that we're all in a very different mode?
It's a strange time. I mean, I'm so lucky that I work among like 6 other producers that really kind of are an amazing team. But I'm part of all the talent and finding host musical guests along with looking for cast members. And right now we did an SNL from home 2 weeks ago, and we're doing another SNL from home tomorrow night. And like many, we're all finding the new reality of, doing a live show from home and using all this amazing technology and day by day figuring it out. So we're trying our best to get ready for tomorrow night right now. I cut out. I'm sorry, you cut out. What'd you say, Kathryn?
I think we have
Oh, no.
some technical difficulties. I don't know if y'all can.
Well, I am enjoying my wine. I'm not sure if I'm on the camera. There she is. There she
Hi,
is.
Lindsay. How are you?
Megan, I have to tell you that you're the renowned winemaker, and I am so impressed by you. So, like, you're the woman who is responsible for this beautiful wine, I'm told.
Well, partially. You know, we have a big team, viticulture team, cellar team. Winemaking is not an individual effort, but yes. So just like what you do, I mean, it takes a ton of people to get to a finished product.
But it is unusual to have there's not a lot of women in your industry, correct?
Well, I mean, fewer than men, I would say, but women have been in this industry since the beginning. You know, it's a really difficult seasonal job, you know, to have a family, to have children when you're working 7 days a week for 3 months at a time. So
I'm so impressed. Well, tell us about this wine that if Kathryn was here, she'd be telling us, she'd be asking you these questions. Tell us about the wine in the vineyard.
So this wine is our Kathryn Hall Cabernet, vintage 2016. And so 2016 was a near perfect growing season. I mean, we were all relaxed and it was a long growing season. And this wine really comes from our Sacrashe vineyard. That's the core. Is Kathryn coming back? It looks like she's back.
She's back.
There she is.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
We're
This
drinking
is one of the
wine.
things of living in the country. This happens. Megan, I think you should, since you guys are on, why don't you continue to talk about the wine, and I'm going to come back as soon as I can get this sorted out.
2016 Kathryn Hall. So this is coming primarily from Sacrashe Vineyard, which sits 650 feet above the valley floor. And do we have some video that we can roll? We had a video to show the Sacrashe Vineyard and just the rolling hills and the elevation. You can see the edge of it there. It's very close to Lake Hennessy, so it's influenced by the fog. It's this really unique microclimate. And there are, I think 24 or 25 individual blocks within this big vineyard that you're seeing that we farm and vinify separately to make this end product.
Wow, that is gorgeous. Wasn't Kathryn saying earlier that she runs through these vineyards?
Yeah, she gets her good hill workouts in at Sacrashe Vineyard.
I mean, that's quite a view.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's just a beautiful property, and it's the original property that Craig and Kathryn bought when they came to Napa in the mid-90s. And Kathryn Hall is actually the first wine they started making in the early 90s. So it's our flagship Cabernet, and we just love it.
So I know if Kathryn was here, she would say, like, she introduced me as a foodie. I believe that you are a real foodie, and I am probably a half a foodie or pretend foodie. But I know she'd probably ask me what I would pair this with. And I would say, like, I know what I should say is, like, I'd prepare it with a steak. But the truth is I've never cooked a steak in my life. So what I would actually pair it with is, like, I make a mean burger and, like, burger or something like that. Like, but tell us the truth. Like, what should this kind of wine be going with?
So what I like to make is beef bourguignon when I have, big Cabernet, just a really rich, hearty dish, mushrooms, the earthiness that kind of brings out the earthiness in the wine. There we go.
Wow, look at that. That's from you. You made that.
I did. So, and it's also fun when you're entertaining people to have something that you can make beforehand, and then you can chat with them, and when it's time to eat, serve up the dish.
That's so smart. I love to entertain. It's one of my favorite things.
Hi, everyone.
He's back.
I'm back. Are you guys there?
We're here.
We're talking about pairing, wine. It's going splendidly. We missed you.
We miss you.
Yeah, it's all going great. So Megan, you talked about the vineyard and you're talking about the wine.
We've talked a little bit about.
We talked about what we both would make with it. Now we get to hear what you would pair with it.
Hardly fair because you guys can both cook and I can't, but I did prepare some stuff because even those of us who are crummy cooks should be able to serve good wine with good food. So what I put this together with are just some of the things that I love having with this wine. So I love dark chocolate. I just think that it sort of highlights some of the chocolate that I get in the wines. And then of course cheese is such a natural to have along with your with the red wine. And then nuts, which I think is what I really like with this. There's like some really meaty nuts, like walnuts that have sort of a fuller flavor. So anyway, that's mine. I'm so sorry I missed what you guys said, but
Megan was much cooler than mine. I said,
No.
I know I should say something like a steak, but I don't cook steaks, and I'm a burger girl, so I said burgers.
Burger's perfect.
Oh, burger is perfect. I mean, with meats and yep, I think it's wonderful. Well, Megan, and did we look at the vineyard? I wanted people to see this beautiful vineyard. So okay, good.
Gorgeous. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
We didn't look at so I was up there today and we have clusters already. So we have the baby grape clusters that are going to be the 2020 vintage, the start of the Kathryn Hall 2020. There you go. So
yay. Yeah,
exciting.
It really is exciting. You know, I mean, for all of us, really, this is like Lindsay, you've got a show every week and, you know, you work up to that. For us, it's a much longer lag time for gratification. I mean, we work, we work towards harvest literally all year long.
So how long does wine like this take from start to finish? How long is that process?
Oh, so it's 2 years aging in barrel, after we put the blend together. And then the growing season starts over a year before that. So it's a 3.5 year effort.
Wow.
It's a long time.
You can do a lot of TV shows in that time.
Well, it's SNL that keeps me going during harvest, during those long days,
I'm sure we've actually done some vineyard sketches over the years, so I hope you enjoyed them.
Yeah, it's good. Well, Megan, I really, really appreciate you coming on and talking about the wine, and I'm trying to think if I should take advantage of asking you any more questions while you're here. Did you talk about the oak treatment in this wine, or?
Not yet, actually. This is about 80% new French oak, so it's higher than we would normally do. So you get a little bit more oak influence, but the wine is so big and decadent and multifaceted and layered. It can handle that higher percentage of new French oak. And what I mean by new French oak is it's a first filled barrel. When we first fill those barrels after we drain the tank, they've never seen wine before, so they're more impactful.
Yeah. People talk about wines, and I think I spend so much of my life around sommeliers, and they're talking about you have 5 sommeliers in one circle, and each one of the 5 is going to have something different that they say about the wine. They're going to have a different aroma or different flavors. It's all so personal, and at the end of the day, what's really important is that people enjoy the wine. Yeah. So.
It's such a beautiful industry you both work in. We're like giving joy to people in such a personal way, and something that takes so long to do. It's like part of your heart, It's like each bottle is like a baby. You're just like giving it to the world. It's really nice. It's really special.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And people ask me a lot, what's my favorite wine, and I always say that I feel like they're all my children. By the way, all of you, ask us questions. We've got, you can ask us questions on chat. I think everybody is going to be very willing to answer it the best we know how to do. Okay, here's a question, and this is clearly to you, Lindsay, and that is, what is your favorite sketch, if you have a favorite sketch or of at SNL?
I have been at SNL for 18 years, so I have like one of my favorites is like, you know, growing up, I loved watching like Dana Carvey. Like Church Lady stands out to me as something from my childhood and like my high school, middle school years. As an employee of SNL, I think I'm always like all things Kristen Wiig always stood out to me. I think her characters are always so full of joy and surprise lady, target lady. I could go on forever. Garth and Kat, which is a thing with her and Fred Armisen. I always just found so much humor in all that stuff.
She is. It's what an amazing group of talent that you all have assembled over the years. When you go out to look for talent, do you have? I mean, how do you find these fabulous people? Do they come to you, or you?
Well, I'm lucky. I have an amazing staff of people who really help me narrow down, you know, find all these people all over the country, and then we kind of narrow them down and we put them up live, kind of on LA, Chicago, New York. I could never do by myself. But yeah, I mean, they get 5 minutes to do all these fun characters. It's what they've been doing since way before I've gotten there. And they just have 5 minutes. It's kind of like, do your best. And the people who really stand out are the people who get hired. And it's incredible to watch.
Oh my gosh. Talk about being put on the spot.
Yeah. Can you imagine? It's a lot of pressure. But again, our show's live. So if you can handle the pressure of the audition, you can probably handle the pressure of the show.
Yeah. What's it like for the talent now? I mean, your Saturday Night Live from home that you just went. I would think that would be very difficult for the talent to sort of get up where they don't have each other to sort of feed off of as an entertainer.
I mean, I think they're all doing an incredible job. Yes, I think comedians thrive on laughter. Even as an off-camera person, like, you know, you want that thrill of the laugh of scoring. But you know, people are trying their best. I feel like everyone feels in their heart this is important work we're doing. I mean, obviously we have all those essential workers doing like the real hero stuff, but like we want to help people laugh and give them some joy at the end of the day. And I think that's what we're trying to do.
I think it's absolutely true. In fact, more and more you will see doctors and articles come out just talking about our own mental health, and happiness and laughter is such an important part of that. So you all are continuing to play this really central role for us. I
can tell you tomorrow night, which is very odd, we'll be watching the show at home with my parents, and guess what we'll be drinking?
Yay! I love it. I love it. Okay, so we have a question. This is for you, Megan, and someone is asking, how much of this Kathryn Hall comes from this vineyard here, the Sacrashe vineyard?
So in this vintage, it's about 30%. So about 30% of this wine is coming specifically from Sacrashe. So we always start with the Sacrashe vineyard as the base, and then we layer in other vineyards throughout Napa Valley to bring that nuance and complexity that we're looking for, and to differentiate it as a blend. So it's always it's a fun thing to do. It's a lot like cooking. Blending is probably my favorite part of the process.
It's artful. I love watching. I actually, Megan lets me come in and participate, and it's just a highlight for me to get to be there and to watch the team do that. So we have another question that somebody is asking about just age of wine. I mean, how much is this wine a little young to drink? Is it right to be drinking now? It's a 2016. What do you think, Megan?
So I think it's really beautifully balanced now. When we blend, the goal is to make wines that are balanced and beautiful from day one, but will evolve over time. It will age, it will soften, it will become a little bit less fruitful and a little bit more earthy, and you'll get more tobacco over the years. But this is a Cabernet that will lay down easily for 25 plus years.
Good. But as we like to say at the winery, though, this has been my little commercial plug, is that but you never know how this wine is going to age, which is why you want to buy several bottles of it, because then you can sort of see it as it grows up along the way. Otherwise, you will make mistakes that all of us have done. I'm sure you've done it before, Megan and Lindsay, both of you too, where you think some wine is so fabulous, and then you just don't want to drink it until the perfect occasion comes, and then you try it and it's too old.
Too late, yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so
Best wines I've ever been sent. I've done that. You know, like someone will send me a beautiful bottle of wine after they host the show, and then I save it, and then I open it, and I'm like, oh, what was just enjoy. Like I didn't have to kind of figure out when the best timing was for some of the wine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love hearing that people send you wine after a show, because it just, I mean, wine is so about, I think, friendship, and it's a beautiful thing to gift. And I love hearing that that's doing that.
And I love to get it.
Well, good. So this is a wonderful question, and I just love to hear both of you talk about this. So this is from someone who says, Alexander, who says, as 3 successful women, what advice do you have for my daughter, who is graduating from university in a few weeks? Lindsay, you want to go first?
Well, I really believe that the way to stand out, now again, without knowing what industry you want to get into, is just be open, pick people's brains, be curious, reach out to, I hired an assistant recently who cold emailed me. You know, that's my,
oh my gosh.
She emailed me in November, and she's my assistant now. Reach out to people, don't be scared. But if you're going to reach out to people, like, write a meaningful email, you know, know who you're talking to. Don't just, you know, phone it in. And I think people really respect that, because it doesn't happen as much as you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. How about, what do you say, Megan?
I would say, you know, if you're passionate about something and you love it, follow that, you know, follow that dream. I had so many people tell me when I picked up and moved to California that I was crazy. What are you doing? But as Lindsay said, you know, you have to be determined. You have to be a little bit aggressive, believe in yourself, and keep an open mind. You know, I think I had success because I was always very open to my mentors, and I was willing to work really hard.
Amen. Working hard.
Right? Work hard. Work flipping hard.
Yeah, Work Flipping Hard, which is Lindsay's organization that she founded. We're going to talk about that in just a couple more minutes. So I think I'd add to that, remember that any decision you make is not a forever decision. So you take a job and you don't know if it's the perfect job, and then you think you're going to be signing your life away. You're not. I think one of the really key things I'll just say from the course of my career is just pivoting. You find something that works, and then you try, and if it doesn't work, you've learned something about yourself in the process. So I would add that too.
I think a way to stand out right now is just if you work hard and you're reliable, and you're newly graduated from college, you really stand out. It's what I look for immediately. It's just like, are you going to work hard?
Yeah. There is no substitute. And Megan, you are a hardworking woman, and I know you got to get back. You've been so great to join us here today.
It was wonderful to chat with you both. Lindsay, nice to meet you. Kathryn, wonderful to see you.
I love this.
Good. Thank you. Thanks so much. So, anyhow, one more sentence. So, Lindsay.
Yes.
Tell us more about the women working flipping hard. Tell us, what's next? But really, if you don't mind, just tell folks a little bit more about this wonderful organization too.
Well, my best friend and I found this a couple of years ago, and the idea behind it was very simple. We just had so many wonderful women we knew, and we were trying to kind of help women, female businesses, female careers, help them grow and help connect women. You know, so much of our to promote ourselves in life is to connect, and it's relationship building. And I don't think we as females are naturally as good at it as men are. And so I think we were just like, let's bring all the women we know, let's get them together, let's help create their businesses that they've made, let's promote them and connect people. And really, it just feels good to help other women. I love it. It brings me such joy. So it started as that, and we've kind of grown it. It's how I got to meet you a couple months ago. And right now we're really in the thick of trying to, with Mother's Day coming up, and especially all these small businesses really suffering during, Corona and quarantine, we're trying to come up with ways we can help them. So we're about to launch a Mother's Day guide for, gift giving. Everything's female founded. Everything is small business. They'll come with promo codes. Look us up on Instagram and online. And we're really, we're excited just to kind of help all these women who need it right now.
Great. And I think we just had that put up on the your handle. There we go.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody is seeing that.
Yeah. There we go.
We're women working effing hard. It's good. Okay. And so I got to say, from when Jennifer and I were there, there's just the energy in the room of all the women that you brought together was it was electric. I mean, I think we were thrilled, but every woman I spoke to was so excited to be there and so excited. And so you are, you're helping women businesses, certainly in that way as well, just giving them the strength of each other to come together in community.
One of the things we always said is like our thing isn't anti-men at all, because we love men. So many men. I mean, the reason I am where I am is by so many wonderful, generous men. But we just thought, like, let's help the women. Let's help women in general. Help women. And even if it's just like you want a pair of leggings, go on like Google female leggings. Like, it's simple as that. Female wine, female stationery, and you can find yourself some great female companies to help support. And like anyone, like female founded businesses just really don't get the money that other businesses get. And so we just thought, why not? It's just a nice, easy thing to do, and it feels good.
Right. Okay. So that's another challenge to you all out there who are watching. Find Lindsay, support this organization, and we can help celebrate Mother's Day in a really important way.
I think the message especially is just like, be thoughtful when you're buying something, right? Whether it's wine or something for your children, like think about where you're buying it from and try and support lots of small business and lots of people who need your help right now.
Right. It really is. This economy is just exaggerating all the problems that women have had heretofore, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And you see it every day of just small businesses not being able to get, loans. And it's just, I think Kristen and I just thought, especially with this Mother's Day guide, it's something tiny and small, and maybe it won't help a lot, but we're just like, let's just try and see what we can do to help people. And I urge everyone who's watching this today, drink some wine and think tonight about like the next gift you have to buy, try and think thoughtfully about where you buy it.
I love that. Okay. Oh, this is a fun question that just came in, and that is, Lindsay, if you could compare an SNL cast member to the Kathryn Hall Cabernet, who would it be? Now that's fun.
To be honest, it's so easy. It's Tina Fey. Like,
oh, I love Tina Fey.
You're like, I knew it. Strong, bold, smart, like stands up to a meat, to like a steak. Come on, that's Tina Fey.
Oh, that is so good. I have to say, at your party that we went to, that I've referenced a couple times so far, I really, at the end of the evening, wasn't sure if I was more excited about having met all those incredible women that you assembled, or seeing Tina Fey walk around with her baseball hat. I mean, she is just so cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. We're lucky. Yeah, it was a nice group of people, but I was happy that she was there, and she really enjoyed it. She loved it.
Did she? Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Lindsay, you have just been such a wonderful sport. Oh, by the way, we have a promo code for with a really nice discount for anyone. There we go. Lindsay. So it works out to be about a 20% discount on our wines. So if anybody, those of you fans of Lindsay, and I know there's so many of them who joined us here today.
Lindsay, that's
right.
It's a real highlight.
So anyway, Lindsay, it has just been such a joy to have you on, and I'm just so proud to know you and love all that you're doing at SNL and in supporting women in business.
I adore you guys. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me and for the beautiful wine. I enjoy it.
Thank you. So, everyone, this happens, this program has just gone so fast, and I hope you've enjoyed visiting with Lindsay and Megan just half as much as I am, because that's a lot. Remember to come back and join us. We are going to be here live on our virtual happy hours every afternoon, every weekday afternoon for the next 6 weeks at least. We'll be on Instagram Live or on Facebook Live. You can find us, check us out online, and you can get the details of what the forum is and who our guests are and what wines we're going to be pouring and the various topics. So we've got a lot of really fun things in store for you. We wish we could welcome you all just to see us at the winery, but we can't because we are closed down. Actually, the hospitality operation is closed down, but our delivery department and our online department, everybody is working madly behind the scenes, just like they are at Saturday Night Live, just even though they can't all get together at the same time. So you can order wine online, you can have it delivered to your door, you can have a virtual tasting, well, certainly with us on these Monday afternoons, but if you want to have something a little more private, just with your own friends, you can schedule that with our one of our senior winemakers as well. So everyone, I am so grateful that you joined. This is a real treat for all of us at Hall, and it is especially a treat for me. I wish you cheers and continued good health.